What's going on, guys? In today's video we're going to be unboxing the GoPro Hero 8 Black, giving you guys my first impression and also explaining why I decided to buy it. If you guys are new here, my name is Gabe Tran. I make weekly videos on videography, cameras, and tech. So if you want more videos about tips and tools for better content creation, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Alright, here we have a Hero 8 Black bundle purchased from Costco. So the packaging is a little bit different than normal. As you can see, here's all the Costco labels on it. One thing I don't like about this packaging is there's really no easy way to open it. You just kind of have to rip it. Okay. I'm assuming the regular packaging is much more high quality than this, but I mean, saving a few bucks with this bundle, I'm not complaining. Alright, so here's the travel case that this bundle comes with. It's made of a nylon padded material. The top has a water resistant coating on it. Overall, the quality is decent, but it's also not anything crazy. If I were to put a value on this case, I would say I could find something similar, a generic version, for 20 bucks on Amazon. But of course, this little logo right here probably adds about 20 bucks to the price, whether you like it or not. Okay, let's open this thing up. Alright, so here is the GoPro, 2 batteries. You also get this sticky mount. Here's the charger, and it is USB-C. Divider for the case. What's under here? Let's see. So here is a grip. I think it's a floaty grip. I'm not 100% sure. Let's assume it's a floaty grip because it seems like it would float. In here, we have some manuals that we will never read, a couple stickers. We also have a 32 gigabyte micro SD card. Honestly, this would have been a lot better if they had just included at least a 64 gigabyte card. I mean, 32 gigabytes, what is that even nowadays? Like 10 minutes of footage? All right, let's check this camera out. Okay. Oh, I did not know that the new GoPros did this. I hope it's made of a metal, because if this was plastic, I can see this breaking very easily. It's hard to say whether or not this is metal or plastic. I don't know why I decided to smell it like I can tell the difference between metal and plastic. I think it's metal. It better be metal. It does look a bit chunkier than what I'm used to on a GoPro. Keep in mind though, I am upgrading from the Hero 4 Silver, and as you can see, they are quite different in size. Obviously, this packs a lot more punch than this. Alright, overall, build quality seems pretty decent. It's made of mostly plastic with some rubber coating and also a few bits of metal pieces, I think. It's either metal or super hard plastic. I thought there was a mic port on this camera, but I don't see one. Isn't there supposed to be a mic port on this camera? Anyways, the most striking physical feature to me is this built-in mount. But what I'm used to is putting a case around this GoPro with this mount on it. But yeah, this eliminates the need for any sort of case, which sounds good to me as long as this does not break. It is on a hinge though, and in my experiences, hinges tend to fail. Alright guys, so this is everything you get in this Costco bundle. You actually get 4 extra items, which include the travel case, an extra battery, a 32 gigabyte SD card, and this handheld grip. I purchased this bundle for $290, which in my opinion was a good deal. If I were to buy the GoPro by itself, it would have cost me $300 already. Why don't we do some quick math to see how much I theoretically paid for this camera. Alright, so I'm going by prices on Amazon. So the extra batteries, 20 bucks. This floating hand grip is going for about 22 bucks. This micro SD card, about 10 bucks. And this case, I can't find the exact item on Amazon, so I'm just gonna price it at $20. Alright, so theoretically, I paid $218 for the camera. Not a bad deal. I mean, you could argue that these accessories aren't really necessary, except maybe the battery. But even then, the bundle is already cheaper than the standalone camera. Alright, let's go ahead and put in a battery. Turn this baby on. Alright, so I just set up the camera, and so far, it looks pretty good. I also really like their new menu system. Since the screen is bigger than the old cameras, it's a lot easier to use. And also, they have these buttons built in, like boom, one click, and you can enter slow motion mode, or over here to turn on hyper smooth, or you can click over here to change your field of view, and then you can also easily change resolution right here. Overall, the menu system is a lot easier and quicker to use. All right, why don't we insert an SD card and get some test footage. So far, the one thing I don't like about the build is probably this door. I wish it would open a little bit more before it snaps off, but that's not really a huge deal. The one thing I do like about it is that the battery, the SD card, and the USB-C port all share one door, versus on the Hero 4, it's actually a separate door right here, and this little cover is very easy to misplace. Let's take the SD card out of here and place it into the new GoPro. All right, man, this is pretty exciting stuff. This is a 4th generation upgrade right here. Not gonna lie, it is a little tricky to get it into that little slot. All right, right now I'm shooting everything in factory settings. I did not change anything. It is in 1080p, 60 frames per second. This here is my Bruce Lee figurine. He's holding nunchucks and a video camera. Kind of a representative of who I am. We're currently shooting in the wide setting, the one people most commonly would use, and right now hyper smooth is turned off, but from what I see on the little tiny LCD screen, it already looks pretty smooth. But of course, when you're shooting in a really wide field of view, everything does look a little more smooth because the wide view does help hide that shake. Looks pretty cool to me. Whoa, all right, let me know if y'all getting dizzy. Something I am noticing is that the camera does get pretty warm. It's not like hot, but hold on, I learned that your lips are the most sensitive parts of your body, so. They're not super hot, but you can definitely feel the heat. I'm not sure if this is normal or not. From what I remember, the Hero 4 never got this warm. All right, let's test out the Hyper Smooth now. This is the feature that I was really excited for. All right, so right now I am trying to turn on Hyper Smooth, but it is saying boost unavailable. Perhaps my battery is too low. I am at 4% right now. Why don't we try to change out the battery and see if that helps. Hoping that's not gonna be a problem. One thing I do wish that this bundle came with is a battery charger, because right now your only option to charge the batteries is to plug it straight into the GoPro, which can kind of be inconvenient. All right, so we have a fresh battery in here, but it's still saying boost unavailable. All right, my bad, I figured out what the problem was. So actually all the footage on the GoPro that I showed earlier was actually shot in the super view mode. I thought it was in wide, but it wasn't. And apparently in super view, you cannot do the hyper smooth. All right, so we're shooting in wide mode. I'm gonna do a push in and then pull out. All right, you guys tell me how smooth that was. Now I'm gonna turn on hyper smooth and see how much better it is. All right, we're in hyper smooth mode now. Push in, pull out. I haven't gotten to review the footage, but just looking on the screen, that looked pretty good. All right, so my overall first impression of this camera is it looks pretty good. I really like the new menu system. It makes it a lot easier to operate. I also like the integrated mount at the bottom, which removes any need for a case. And after looking at it a little bit closer, there's actually little screws right here where the mounts are, which makes me believe that these are replaceable in case they do break. And I haven't gotten to fully test the Hyper Smooth, but so far, it looks pretty good. And based off the examples I've seen online, I'm pretty excited to capture more footage with this thing. The build quality seems pretty good. Like, I'm not afraid to drop this thing, although I probably wouldn't do that again. One thing I am confused about is that I was actually under the impression that there would be a microphone port, but I don't see it anywhere on the camera. And one thing that concerns me that I mentioned earlier is that it gets pretty warm. So I'm gonna have to look into those two things a little more. All right, let's get into why I even bought this thing. First off, to be honest, it was a good deal. And I love me a good deal. I mean, I think we determined earlier that I essentially paid, what, $220 for this thing? That's $80 less than what it's going for right now. And if you're going off the original retail price, which is, I think, $400, that's actually $180 off. Let's just go with that number to make me feel even better about this purchase. The next reason is I am upgrading from the Hero 4 Silver. That's a 4-generation jump. I mean, this thing has served me well. I've had it for I don't know how many years. Actually, it's been about 6 years since I've had this thing. But anyways, the Hero 4 Silver was actually the very first GoPro with a built-in LCD screen. And that was the main reason why I pulled the trigger on my very first GoPro. And since the GoPro is such a specialized niche camera, I never felt the need to upgrade it. As tempting as it was to upgrade earlier, I told myself that I would only do it if I either 1, outgrew the camera, or 2, a revolutionary feature came out. And actually, I did buy the GoPro Hero 5 Black for its caseless waterproofing. I was doing a lot of traveling at the time and I wanted a GoPro that I can take in and out of the water without having to worry about a case and muffled audio. But the Hero 5 was GoPro's first attempt at caseless waterproofing, and let's just say they didn't quite get it right. So anyways, I got about maybe 5 uses out of that camera before I had to switch back to the good old Hero 4. Fast forward to today, the main reason I picked up the Hero 8 is, you guessed it, hyper smooth. So back in the day, I actually used to use a gimbal on my Hero 4 to get some smooth shots. I was using the Feiyutech G4. It was actually my very first electronic gimbal. And the results I got out of that setup was pretty decent, but it was always kind of troublesome to carry around and set up. So when I saw GoPro announce its hyper smooth technology and what it could do, I was like, damn, if there was any time to upgrade, it would be now. I mean, it just blew my mind how smooth of a shot you can get with this tiny camera and no gimbal. And to be honest, even though I've had a GoPro for a really long time now, I didn't get as much use out of it as I would have liked. But now with this new design, you know, the caseless system, the hyper smooth technology, I really think this is gonna be a big addition to my toolkit. I do plan to do some motorcycle vlogs soon, and this is gonna make my footage look crispy and buttery smooth. And I like my butter. Have you ever fried your rice in butter? Try it. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Be on the lookout for future videos featuring this camera, and also motorcycle vlogs coming very soon. That is after I get my bike up and running. But anyways, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.